What if the whole idea of female empowerment actually flips the script on traditional male dominance? Like, what if women didn't just play by the old rules? What if they rewrote the game completely? Hey, you amazing Sigma females out there, this one's totally for you. Sigma females. They're the rare breed who don't fit into the usual social boxes. They're independent, strong, and yeah, they absolutely refuse to be owned or defined by anyone, especially men. Today we're diving into the 8 real reasons why Sigma females just won't settle for being controlled. Spoiler alert, it's about owning their power, their space, and their story. Society loves to push this idea that men should be in control of the conversation, the relationship, the power dynamics. It's like this invisible rule book that says women should play along, be owned, or follow. But Sigma females, they're the ultimate disruptors of that outdated mindset. They see through those chains and just won't be boxed in. Now it's time for the main part 8, reasons why Sigma females refuse to be owned when they define their own success. Sigma females don't need a man's validation to know their worth, their success. It's their own hustle, their own grind, and their own vision. Let's break that down a bit because it's so powerful and totally worth celebrating. See, most people grow up hearing that success means fitting into certain boxes, like getting approval from others, especially men, or following a path laid out by society. But Sigma females, they don't buy into that. They don't wait for anyone to tell them they're enough or that they've made it. They know that the only person who gets to decide what success looks like is them. This is huge because it means they don't have to compare themselves to anyone else or chase after someone else's definition of what it means to be successful. Their worth is not tied to anyone's opinion. It's not about getting a nod from a partner, family, or society. It's about what they feel deep down inside. When we say their success is their own hustle, we mean that Sigma females work hard for what they want, but it's on their own terms. They set their goals based on their passions, talents, and dreams, not because someone else told them what they should want. They take pride in grinding, that daily, consistent effort to build the life they want, but they don't do it to impress anyone else. It's all about creating value for themselves first. This hustle isn't about competition or trying to prove something to the world. It's about self-growth, learning, and pushing their own limits. They understand that success doesn't happen overnight, and that every step, no matter how small, counts toward their bigger vision. Their grind also means they're super resilient. When faced with challenges or setbacks, Sigma females don't crumble or lose confidence. Instead, they see obstacles as opportunities to learn and grow stronger. They're not discouraged by failure because they know it's part of the process. They're willing to put in the work, even when it's tough or lonely, because they have a clear vision of what they want to achieve. And that vision, it's unique to them. It reflects their values, their dreams, and the life they want to live, not anyone else's expectations. This vision isn't just about career or money either. It's about the bigger picture of living life authentically. Sigma females know that success includes emotional freedom, creative expression, meaningful relationships, and personal happiness. They don't let society's narrow ideas about what a woman should be stop them. Instead, they create their own blueprint. Their version of success might look unconventional to others, but it's real, it's fulfilling, and it's theirs. By defining their own success, Sigma females send a powerful message to the world. You don't need to be owned, controlled, or validated by a man to be worthy or successful. You can be independent, ambitious, and fully in charge of your life. And that's inspiring because it breaks down old stereotypes that women have to depend on men for their value or direction. Sigma females remind us that success is personal and it's about owning your path. So next time someone tries to tell you what success should look like or tries to put limits on your potential, think like a Sigma female. Remember that your worth comes from inside and your success is a reflection of your unique journey. Keep hustling, grinding, and chasing your vision on your terms and for you. That's the real power of defining your own success. Let's move on to mistake number 2, and this one's a biggie. Difficulty expressing vulnerability. Now, Sigma women, we are known for our strength, independence, and ability to handle things on our own. We're practically superheroes at juggling life's challenges without breaking a sweat. But this strength can sometimes become a stumbling block when it comes to matters of the heart. We're so used to being the strong ones, the ones who always have it together, that we can find it difficult to let our guard down, even with someone we care about. We might shy away from expressing our true feelings, fearing that it will make us appear weak or needy. But here's the truth. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's courage. It takes real strength to open yourself up to another person, to let them see your heart, even the parts that feel a little fragile. Vulnerability is about allowing yourself to be seen, truly seen, for who you are, imperfections and all. And you know what? It's in those moments of vulnerability that true connection happens. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable with your partner, you're creating a space for deeper intimacy and understanding. You're saying, I trust you enough to let you see the real me, and that's incredibly powerful. So, how can we, as Sigma women, embrace vulnerability in dating? Here are a few tips. Start small. You don't have to bare your soul on the first date. Start by sharing small, personal details about yourself. This could be a funny anecdote, a childhood memory, or even just something you're passionate about. Communicate your needs. It's okay to have needs in a relationship. Don't be afraid to express what you need from your partner, whether it's emotional support, quality time, or simply someone to listen without judgment. Be open to receiving help. We Sigma women are great at giving help, but sometimes we struggle to receive it. Allow your partner to be there for you, even in small ways. This shows them that you trust and value their presence in your life. Share your feelings. Yes, even the messy ones. It's okay to feel scared, insecure, or even a little bit heartbroken sometimes. Sharing those feelings with your partner in a healthy and constructive way can actually strengthen your bond. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself throughout the process. It's okay if you don't get it right every time. Vulnerability is a journey, not a destination. The more you practice, the easier it will become. Remember, vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable with our partners, we create the space for deeper connection, intimacy, and ultimately, love. So, Sigma women, let's embrace our vulnerability and watch our relationships blossom as a result. 2. Freedom is non-negotiable. Being tied down or owned. Nope, not on their watch. Freedom to make choices, explore and grow is everything. For Sigma females, freedom isn't just a nice to have, it's the foundation of who they are. They understand that when someone tries to control or own them, it's a direct attack on their spirit and their right to live fully. So, they set clear boundaries from the start. No chains, no limits, no compromises on their independence. This freedom means they get to decide their own path without anyone else dictating what they should do, where they should go, or who they should be. It's about having the power to choose everything in their life, from their career and relationships to how they spend their time and energy. Exploration is a big part of that freedom. Sigma females are naturally curious and adventurous. They want to see the world, try new things, meet new people, and constantly learn more about themselves and their surroundings. They refuse to be boxed into just one role or one lifestyle because that would feel like imprisonment. Instead, they embrace change and growth, knowing that freedom means being able to evolve without being held back by expectations or societal pressures. This sense of exploration keeps their lives exciting and full of possibility, and it fuels their passion for independence. Growth is equally important. Sigma females know that true freedom isn't just about doing whatever you want in the moment. It's about creating space for personal development. They want to grow emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, And that requires freedom from control and judgment. When someone tries to own them, it stops their growth because it forces them into a mold they don't fit. But when they are free, they can push boundaries, challenge themselves, and become the best version of who they truly are. This is why Sigma females guard their freedom fiercely. It's the key to unlocking their full potential. Being tied down, controlled, or owned would crush their sense of self. They see how some relationships or societal roles try to limit women's freedom, telling them how to act, what to prioritize, or who to listen to. But Sigma females refuse to accept that as their reality. They know that freedom is not just about independence from others. It's about having the confidence to live authentically without fear or apology. It's about standing in their power and saying, "This is my life, and I will live it my way." This mindset makes Sigma females incredibly strong and inspiring. They don't settle for less than full freedom because they know that without it, everything else loses its meaning. They value their freedom so much that they're willing to walk away from situations, relationships, or people that threaten it. It's not about being rebellious for the sake of it. It's about protecting their right to breathe, to choose, and to be themselves. Freedom is the air they breathe, the fuel for their dreams, and the reason they keep moving forward even when things get tough. It's the non-negotiable core of their identity. So, when you see a Sigma female standing tall and refusing to be owned or controlled, remember, she's fighting for something sacred. She's holding tight to her freedom because it's everything. No one else gets to take that away from her. Alright, if you're vibing with this so far, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps me bring more content like this your way. Now, let's keep going. 3. They trust their instincts. Sigma. Females listen to their gut, not outdated societal expectations. They trust themselves first, always. This is a huge part of what makes them so powerful and unique. Instead of blindly following what others tell them they should do or how they should behave, Sigma females have learned to tune into their own inner voice, that gut feeling, that quiet knowing deep inside. That's their compass. It guides them through tricky decisions, relationships, and life's many twists and turns. They don't wait for permission or validation from anyone else because they understand that no one knows their truth better than they do. Outdated societal expectations? Yeah, Sigma females see those for what they are, old scripts written by people who didn't understand women like them. These expectations might say a woman should be quiet, compliant, or dependent on others, but Sigma females aren't having it. They know that following those rules means losing touch with who they really are. Instead, they reject those limitations and trust their instincts to carve out their own path. This isn't about being rebellious for no reason. It's about honoring their own truth and making choices that feel authentic and right for them. Trusting themselves first means Sigma females develop a strong relationship with their own minds and hearts. They spend time reflecting, learning, and paying attention to how they feel in every situation. When something doesn't sit right, they notice it immediately. When a choice feels right, even if it's unconventional or scary, they lean into it. This self-trust gives them a deep confidence that can't be shaken by outside opinions or pressures. They don't second-guess themselves constantly because they've practiced listening to and believing in their own judgment. This trust in their instincts also helps them avoid getting caught up in drama or manipulation. Sigma females are sharp. They can sense when something is off or when someone's trying to control or influence them unfairly. Their gut feelings act like an early warning system, helping them protect their energy and boundaries. This instinctual awareness keeps them safe and empowered in relationships, at work, and in life. They don't fall for false promises or try to please everyone because they trust their inner radar to guide them toward what truly serves them, because they trust themselves first. Sigma females also take full responsibility for their decisions. They don't blame others or make excuses if things don't go as planned. Instead, they learn from every experience and adjust their course when needed. This mindset builds resilience and independence. They know that their life is in their own hands, and they're the ones steering the ship. That's a pretty freeing way to live. In a world full of noise and distractions, trusting your own instincts can be challenging, but Sigma females make it look effortless. They prioritize self-awareness and tune out the unnecessary chatter. This ability to focus inward and trust what they feel makes them natural leaders and trailblazers. They inspire others to do the same, to believe in themselves and their inner wisdom. So, next time you feel confused or pressured to conform, remember the Sigma female's secret weapon: trust your instincts. Listen closely to that voice inside you, because it's there to guide you to your best life. Trust yourself first, always. That's how you stay true, powerful, and totally unstoppable. 3. They trust their instincts. Sigma females listen to their gut, not outdated societal expectations. They trust themselves first, always. This is a huge part of what makes them so powerful and unique. Instead of blindly following what others tell them they should do or how they should behave, Sigma females have learned to tune into their own inner voice. That gut feeling, that quiet knowing deep inside, that's their compass. It guides them through tricky decisions, relationships, and life's many twists and turns. They don't wait for permission or validation from anyone else because they understand that no one knows their truth better than they do. Outdated societal expectations? Yeah, Sigma females see those for what they are. Old scripts written by people who didn't understand women like them. These expectations might say a woman should be quiet, compliant, or dependent on others, but Sigma females aren't having it. They know that following those rules means losing touch with who they really are. Instead, they reject those limitations and trust their instincts to carve out their own path. This isn't about being rebellious for no reason. It's about honoring their own truth and making choices that feel authentic and right for them. Trusting themselves first means Sigma females develop a strong relationship with their own minds and hearts. They spend time reflecting, learning, and paying attention to how they feel in every situation. When something doesn't sit right, they notice it immediately. When a choice feels right, even if it's unconventional or scary, they lean into it. This self-trust gives them a deep confidence that can't be shaken by outside opinions or pressures. They don't second-guess themselves constantly because they've practiced listening to and believing in their own judgment. This trust in their instincts also helps them avoid getting caught up in drama or manipulation. Sigma females are sharp. They can sense when something is off or when someone's trying to control or influence them unfairly. Their gut feelings act like an early warning system, helping them protect their energy and boundaries. This instinctual awareness keeps them safe and empowered in relationships, at work, and in life. They don't fall for false promises or try to please everyone because they trust their inner radar to guide them toward what truly serves them. Because they trust themselves first, Sigma females also take full responsibility for their decisions. They don't blame others or make excuses if things don't go as planned. Instead, they learn from every experience and adjust their course when needed. This mindset builds resilience and independence. They know that their life is in their own hands and they're the ones steering the ship. That's a pretty freeing way to live. In a world full of noise and distractions, trusting your own instincts can be challenging, but Sigma females make it look effortless. They prioritize self-awareness and tune out the unnecessary chatter. This ability to focus inward and trust what they feel makes them natural leaders and trailblazers. They inspire others to do the same, to believe in themselves and their inner wisdom. So, next time you feel confused or pressured to conform, remember the Sigma female's secret weapon: trust your instincts. Listen closely to that voice inside you, because it's there to guide you to your best life. Trust yourself first, always. That's how you stay true, powerful, and totally unstoppable. 4. They value deep connections, not control. They seek respect and real bonds, not domination or ownership disguised as love. This is a major reason Sigma females stand apart in the way they approach relationships. Unlike some people who might confuse love with control or possessiveness, Sigma females know the difference clearly. For them, love is about mutual respect, understanding, and genuine connection. It's about two people coming together as equals, not one person trying to dominate or own the other. They see right through any attempt to mask control as affection or care. When someone tries to use love as a way to limit their freedom or make them feel less than, Sigma females don't buy it. They understand that true love should uplift, not restrict. Real bonds are built on trust, honesty, and support, not power plays or manipulation. Sigma females crave relationships where both people can be fully themselves, without masks or pretenses. They want connections that honor individuality and encourage growth. Control in any form kills that spirit. It creates resentment, fear, and disconnection. So, Sigma females prioritize emotional safety and authenticity. They're drawn to people who respect their boundaries and celebrate their independence instead of trying to own it. This kind of respect creates a deep sense of security that allows love to flourish naturally. When it comes to respect, Sigma females expect it from the start. They don't settle for anything less. It's not just about polite behavior or surface-level niceties. It's about genuinely valuing their opinions, feelings, and decisions. They want partners, friends, and family who see them as equals, not possessions or projects to be fixed. This respect extends beyond just listening. It means honoring their autonomy, supporting their dreams, and accepting their whole selves. Sigma females won't stay in relationships where they feel belittled, controlled, or disrespected. They know their worth and won't compromise it for anyone. Deep connections also mean being able to communicate openly and honestly. Sigma females foster relationships where truth is welcomed, even when it's uncomfortable. They believe that vulnerability builds trust, not weakness. They don't play games or hide behind masks to maintain control or keep someone hooked. Instead, they show up authentically and expect the same in return. This honesty strengthens bonds and creates a foundation where love can thrive on real terms. Importantly, Sigma females understand that ownership and control often come from fear. Fear of losing someone or fear of not being enough. They don't let that fear dictate their relationships. Instead, they embrace the idea that love grows best when both people feel free. They reject the notion that love means possession or jealousy. They know that when you try to own someone, you're actually pushing them away. True connection comes from respect, trust, and the freedom to be yourself. Because they value these deep connections, Sigma females tend to attract people who appreciate their strength and independence. Their relationships are partnerships, not power struggles. They inspire others to rethink what love really means, shifting from control to respect, from possession to freedom. This mindset changes the whole game and creates healthier, more fulfilling relationships. So, if you're looking for love or connection, take a page from the Sigma female's book. Seek respect and real bonds. Don't settle for anything less than a relationship that honors your independence and values you for who you truly are. Remember, love should lift you up, not tie you down. And that's the kind of connection that lasts. 5. Emotional independence is key. They're not dependent on anyone to feel whole. Their emotional strength is their fortress. This is a major reason why Sigma females stand out in a world where many people seek validation or comfort from others to fill emotional gaps. Sigma females understand that relying on someone else to make them feel complete is a trap that can lead to disappointment, heartbreak, and loss of self. Instead, they build their emotional strength from within. They know that true fulfillment comes from cultivating their own inner peace and confidence, not from waiting on others to provide it. This emotional independence means they are in charge of their feelings and don't hand over that power to anyone else. Their emotional fortress protects them from being easily shaken by external drama, criticism, or rejection. Being emotionally independent doesn't mean they don't care about others or avoid connection. It means they have learned to stand strong on their own first. They take full responsibility for their happiness and don't expect others to fix or complete them. This mindset makes them resilient because they don't crumble when relationships get tough. or when faced with life's challenges. Instead, they rely on their inner resources, self-awareness, self-love, and emotional regulation to navigate difficult emotions. This self-reliance allows them to stay grounded even when the world feels chaotic or unpredictable. Emotional strength as a fortress also means Sigma females set clear boundaries about how they allow others to affect their feelings. They don't tolerate emotional manipulation, guilt-tripping, or codependency. They recognize when someone is trying to drain their energy or control their emotions, and they step back or shut that down. This protective boundary keeps their emotional space safe and healthy. It also means they avoid toxic relationships or situations where their emotional well-being is compromised. Their fortress is built on the foundation of self-respect and emotional clarity. Another important part of their emotional independence is that Sigma females practice self-care in a way that feeds their soul. They understand the value of quiet moments, reflection, and healing. Whether it's journaling, meditation, or simply taking time for themselves, they nurture their inner world regularly. This ongoing practice strengthens their emotional core and helps them recover quickly from setbacks. When they face stress or sadness, they turn inward for comfort and solutions rather than looking outward for rescue. This habit reinforces their sense of wholeness and stability. Because of their emotional independence, Sigma females are also able to support others without losing themselves. They can show empathy and care without becoming emotionally entangled or overwhelmed. They give from a place of strength, not neediness. This balanced approach to relationships creates healthier dynamics and deeper connections. Others respect and admire this emotional maturity and often look up to Sigma females as role models. In a world that often pushes people toward emotional dependency, Sigma females choose a different path. They choose to be whole on their own, to cultivate a fortress of emotional strength that no one can break down. This independence frees them to live boldly and authentically because they're not tied to anyone else's moods or opinions. It's this emotional power that allows them to say no, walk away, or stand firm when others might crumble. So remember, emotional independence isn't about isolation or coldness. It's about owning your feelings and being your own source of strength. That's the key to Sigma females' incredible resilience and freedom. Build your emotional fortress, trust yourself, and know that you are whole just as you are. If this part is hitting home, drop a comment below and share your story or thoughts. I'd love to hear how you stay emotionally independent. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. 6. They challenge traditional roles. Whether it's in career, relationships, or life, Sigma females break stereotypes and refuse to be boxed into any role. This is one of the most powerful ways they assert their independence and show the world they won't conform to outdated expectations. Society has long assigned specific roles to women, from how they should behave, what jobs they should pursue, to how they should act in relationships and family life. But Sigma females see through these narrow definitions and refuse to accept them as their reality. Instead, they create their own path, carving out a space where they can express themselves freely without being limited by labels or stereotypes. In their careers, Sigma females often go against the grain. They don't settle for jobs just because they are appropriate for women or expected by family or culture. They pursue roles that challenge them, excite them, and align with their true passions. Sometimes that means stepping into leadership positions in male-dominated industries or starting their own businesses. Other times it means blending multiple interests in unique ways that defy traditional career paths. Whatever the choice, Sigma females refuse to let society dictate what success looks like for them. They prove that a woman's career can be as varied and dynamic as she is, and that breaking the mold can lead to real fulfillment and impact. When it comes to relationships, Sigma females challenge the classic roles of dependency or submission that have been placed on women for generations. They don't buy into the idea that a woman's place is to serve or follow. Instead, they want partnerships built on equality and mutual respect, where both people share power and responsibility. They might choose to be single, pursue unconventional relationships, or set their own terms for commitment and love. Whatever the choice, they refuse to play the part society expects just to fit in. This rejection of traditional relationship roles is a statement of their strength and self-respect. In life more broadly, Sigma females reject stereotypes about how women should look, act, or live. They don't feel pressured to conform to beauty standards, social norms, or cultural expectations that limit their freedom. Whether it's choosing to travel solo, delay, or skip marriage and motherhood, or express themselves through fashion and creativity, they live authentically on their own terms. This refusal to be boxed in inspires others to question their own assumptions and encourages more diverse expressions of womanhood. Challenging traditional roles also means that Sigma females are often trailblazers and change makers. They open doors for other women by showing that it's possible to break free from the expected scripts. Their courage helps shift cultural conversations about gender and power, pushing society toward greater equality and understanding. They demonstrate that roles don't have to be fixed or restrictive. They can be flexible, evolving, and personalized. By refusing to accept limiting roles, Sigma females claim their right to define their own identity fully. They recognize that stereotypes are often rooted in fear and control, and by breaking them, they reclaim power over their lives. This challenge is not just about rebellion, it's about creating a world where every woman has the freedom to be exactly who she wants to be without apology. So if you're feeling boxed in by expectations or labels, remember the Sigma female's example. Challenge those limits, explore your own path, and refuse to be anything less than your true self. Breaking traditional roles is not easy, but it's a powerful step toward freedom, authenticity, and true empowerment. 7. They communicate with clarity and boundaries. Saying no is their superpower. They make it clear what's okay and what's absolutely not. This ability to communicate clearly and set strong boundaries is one of the biggest reasons Sigma females stay so empowered and in control of their lives. They understand that good communication isn't just about talking, it's about being honest and direct about what they need and expect from others. They don't leave things open to guesswork or confusion. Instead, they say exactly what they mean and mean what they say. This clarity creates respect because it shows they value themselves and won't settle for less than they deserve. Saying no is a huge part of this. For Sigma females, no isn't a rude word or something to feel guilty about. It's a powerful tool they use to protect their energy, time, and emotional well-being. They know that every yes they give should be intentional and aligned with their values. So when something doesn't feel right, when a request is unfair, or when a situation threatens their freedom, they confidently say no. And they don't just say it, they mean it. This honesty helps avoid resentment and confusion, both for themselves and for the people around them. It's a way of honoring their needs without apology. Setting boundaries goes hand in hand with this clarity. Sigma females are experts at knowing where their limits lie and communicating those limits firmly. Boundaries can be about anything: how they expect to be treated, how much time they give to others, what topics are off limits, or how much emotional energy they invest. Whatever it is, they make it clear from the start so that everyone knows where they stand. This kind of boundary setting creates safety and respect in relationships. It stops others from overstepping or taking advantage, and it helps Sigma females maintain their independence and peace of mind. This communication style isn't about being harsh or unkind. In fact, Sigma females know how to be assertive with empathy. They can say no or set limits while still being respectful and understanding of others' feelings. They don't need to explain or justify their boundaries endlessly. Their confidence shines through in the way they speak, calm, clear, and firm. This makes their words carry weight and earn respect naturally. Because of this clarity and boundary setting, Sigma females avoid a lot of unnecessary drama or confusion. People around them know where the lines are and what's expected, which leads to healthier and more honest interactions. It also saves them from burnout, guilt, or feeling overwhelmed because they don't take on more than they can handle or tolerate disrespect. Their communication is like a filter that keeps out negativity and protects their well-being. This skill also gives Sigma females an edge in their careers and social lives. Clear communication and strong boundaries make them reliable, trustworthy, and professional. They don't hesitate to speak up for themselves or advocate for what they need. This earns them respect and often opens doors to opportunities because others know they're serious and in control. So if you want to live with the kind of freedom and strength Sigma females have, start practicing clear communication and boundary setting. Learn to say no without guilt. Make it clear what you will and won't accept. Remember, saying no isn't about shutting people out. It's about making space for what truly matters to you. That clarity is your superpower, and it will keep you empowered, respected, and totally in charge of your life. Okay, quick pause. If you're finding this useful, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. Now, let's dive into the final reason.